This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drip and Geeb podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch this podcast on YouTube, and you can watch this podcast over on Spotify. You can find me on twitch.tv/Uncle Geeb, and you can find Drip over at twitch.tv/Drip Media. You can also listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. On this episode, we're going to be talking about Nintendo, because this is a Nintendo podcast. Spoilers, everybody. Drip. Oops. How you doing this week? I almost had it perfect, and then I just muted the audio for just a second. But anyway, Drip. How you doing?
Talk about how great you just did. What'd you do? What did you mute?
So they was a little bit loud. The music was the music was ever so slightly loud, which makes me want to almost record this again, but I'm hoping that it was fine. It was just a little bit too loud, so I was trying just to edge it ever so slightly too quieter, and I clicked on the mic, the audio thing to drag it down, and that instead just mutes it. Well, so anyway,
you were great.
Thank you.
Music, maybe not, but you nailed it that time.
You were great. Your production was shit, but you were great.
Yeah, your production was terrible, but you were awesome.
Yes,
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great. I cleaned out my pantry last night.
Good.
It's
Great.
been a long time. I know that sounds like a little thing. That was a big thing. It was a huge thing. I have food that I didn't know I had here. Lots of crazy things I found. It was like a treasure hunt.
Listen, that doesn't happen in my house. There's no food that I don't know about because it doesn't last long enough for me to go, oh, hey, 3 months later, we have this food. I know. I know where it is. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you. Gotta lock your windows, lock your fridges, because Jeeb's going to come in and eat. What food rhymes with fridge? Fridges. Eat your bridges, which is not food. It's actually
not a food.
A slang term for underwear. But anyway, Drip, how you doing? How you doing?
Doing great, man.
What do you I want to start off with this. What are you playing recently? What games are you playing?
Good God. I streamed Cuphead last night.
Oh yeah,
Holy
you did.
Hell, man.
Oh my God, dude.
My God.
Yeah. How'd you feel about that, man? I came in right before you rage quit, asking if you rage quit yet.
I didn't rage quit. First off, I calmly said I've had enough.
Yeah.
That was not rageful.
Jan.
Listen, that was not rageful, but I was done. I needed to stop.
I know what you mean. I cannot believe you played that for over 2 hours. I get 30,
about 2.5 hours.
I get 20 minutes in, and that's like an accomplishment. Like usually it's about 8 minutes before I give up, because I'm on that same boss you kept dying over and over with. I'm on that as well, and I'm not going past that.
I'm so close though. Like I came into that one feeling pretty strong about the whole flying mechanic. They said there's another one in the garden that I haven't fought yet. So I'm like, maybe I'll take a break and go back to the one in the garden. I don't know, but I beat one boss, the first level, and then I beat
no yawning on this podcast. Get out of here with the yawning.
I'm sorry. I didn't need to do that. My God. I beat the little ghost thing. We have to jump on the pink ghosts.
Yeah, how did you do? I've not beat that yet. How did you do that?
I don't know. As soon as I figured out what to do, I did it first try.
Yeah, I still haven't figured it out. I
didn't realize you had to jump on them.
Yes,
You get a Mario style. I didn't realize that. I'm like,
yeah.
Why won't they die? I'm shooting them.
So I knew that much. I actually told you in your chat last night to do that.
Yeah,
but I told you that still not knowing how to actually succeed. I kill the first ghost, and the second two ghosts are already on top of the thing, and I lose by the time you know what I mean?
See, at some points I was jumping from ghost to ghost, like not even hitting the ground, just go pop, pop,
can't.
Pop.
Don't have that skill.
Well, someday, maybe you'll be on the level.
Oh,
gamer, dude. Pro gamer. Gamer.
Gee, what are you playing? Thanks, Drip. I am playing lots of games. You like that?
I was kidding.
I'm playing lots of games, guys. I'm playing so many games because I'm like a PC gamer now. I play more PC games than I do Switch games these days. And I don't know where that's going to lead. I don't know what that's going to lead to, because I'm in my heart of hearts, I am a PC gamer because I played PC games for the longest of times. So I could return. Who knows, man? This could become a PC gaming podcast. I don't know. No, that's not gonna happen. But I've been playing. So here's a look. I pull up my Steam because I buy most of my games on Steam, and then I have Xbox Game Pass right now. Most recently, the most recent download from last night, I downloaded Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, isn't there there's a demo for that, the console version? They just released it on or the new console versions.
Yeah,
the demo's like 5 hours or something, right?
I don't know. I just know that they released a demo. They also dropped the price on, I think, all platforms, and they also released a huge update because of, that's why they're doing this right now. They're pushing it really hard.
The next gen, it's the next gen versions that are
but
they have the demo.
But
it's a 5-hour demo.
Yes,
like, I'm gonna get that. I want to play that.
But the big thing is they patched it. Like there's if you've heard, lots of issues with the game. Apparently they patched a lot of those issues, as well as the new next generation upgrade. I'm playing on PC. I'm playing on the absolute highest settings, 1080p on my PC, like ray tracing and everything. It looks absolutely breathtaking. It is just like Hard doesn't know what he's talking about when he says breathtaking. Look at what I'm looking at with a whole like a next gen PC here. It is breathtaking. Like holy, it looks. They put their hand in the sea, and I'm like, that looks like a real human hand. I was like, holy God,
that's crazy. I'm ready to check it out now. Like now that there's a 5-hour demo, you know me, man. Sometimes I get games, I play them for like 5 hours. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. Oh,
this
yeah.
is perfect.
Yeah. I'm also been playing lots of, I've been getting back into sports games. I'm getting back into Madden NFL 22.
No way.
I haven't played a Madden game since, what was it? The last time I played Madden games a lot was Madden 09. That's how long ago it was.
You want to know how long ago it's been since I played a Madden game?
97.
99.
99. I had
Madden 99.
I had all those old Maddens on the PS1. I even had NHL like 94 on the PS1. I had a lot of those old games. Oh yeah, I still have them. They're at my parents' house, I presume.
It may not have been 99. It may have been 98 actually.
Yeah.
Or 97.
Well, any of those. The graphics for those were hilarious.
Yeah.
Also NBA 2K22. I just streamed that yesterday. Real fun. Real fun. And again, this PC makes everything look amazing. I'm so happy. Yeah, that's what I'm playing these days. Switch game wise, I kind of put Pokemon Legends to the back burner.
I did too. I'm going back to it. I just haven't yet.
Yeah, I kind of.
You know how it is. Time just is not on my side ever.
How many hours did you play in your first week?
Like 18.
I played over 25, and
nice.
I'm a little burned out. Like that's why I took a break here.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to. I'm definitely gonna finish it. I want to know what the story is, and I've stayed away from the story enough to where I'm still gonna be surprised when I get to all the news. Like I'm excited about it still. I think it's really good.
Yeah, me too. For sure.
I want to support it because I want to see them do more of this stuff. So I'm definitely gonna finish it. I'm gonna get into it as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, me too. So let's go ahead and get to the beer of the week this week. We have both already been indulging ourselves here.
We have.
Would you like to start, sir?
I will. My beer of the week is actually not a beer. As you guys know, I've become pretty excited about this glass right here. I like to use it, and it's a 24-ounce glass. So I've just been buying for the beer of the week 24-ounce cans to put in them. This week, I have a twisted tea.
Oh, isn't that so flavor. Nice?
It's a hard iced tea. It does contain alcohol, no carbonation. Again, it's the original flavor. 5% alcohol. I mean, if you like lemon iced tea, you'll like twisted tea because it tastes like tea and it gives you a buzz. So I mean, it's a win-win if you're a tea fan and a fan of having a buzz.
Indeed. I do love me. So I guess it's more of a beverage of the week this week because I also I'm not drinking a beer. I am drinking, once again, the old faithful, the Get Geeb drunk on stream,
The
the
Claw.
strawberry White Claw, baby. That's what I'm drinking.
I'm with it, man. I'm
got
with
two
it.
of them.
Strawberry's the best.
It's good. All these new flavors that at least they're new to me, like strawberry and some other a couple other citrus flavors and like a blackberry. They're all decent. They're very decent.
Yeah, and of all the all the seltzers, I feel like White Claw has probably the best flavor.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure.
I think it's the best one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like all their flavors are like, yeah, I can get down with that. There's some of like the Bud Light ones that are just they're not good.
I haven't tried the Bud Light ones. Oh, is that Bud? I saw in the Super Bowl commercial, the Bud Light. It's a beer, but no carbs or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see that.
It's interesting. I don't really want to try. I want to try it just to taste it, but I don't think I'm gonna like it. I just want to give it a try.
Mean, it's Bud Light. It's probably trash.
Probably. Just tell Bomb that. Tyson.
Yeah,
speaking of which, guys, we have not had a listener beer of the week submission for a couple weeks. So if you guys want to check that out, I don't have a link in the Twitch chat, but I will have it in the podcast description down below. So go check it out. It's we're at Drip Geeb on Twitch, or you can just search the Drip Geeb podcast on Twitter. On Twitter, yes. I don't know if I said Twitch or not. But yeah, I'm sorry, Twitter. Check us out on Twitter and leave us that. I was gonna say something else about Twitter. But I forget, so it's fine. We're gonna move on. So the first topic this week, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the bring it back from last week. Last week we had talked about all of the new stuff from the Nintendo Direct. That was what was that? What date was that Nintendo Direct?
That would have been on the I don't know. Was it Thursday? No, it was Wednesday. It was on Wednesday.
I kind of like your description of that. It was on the I don't know. It was
on the I don't know of the 23rd week of last Wednesday.
Yes. So we're gonna. There's two things I want to dive into with did I announce it already? The Switch Sports. We're gonna talk about Switch Sports to start.
Yeah.
And very interesting here. The first thing, a little bit less interesting. We'll start with that. The Nintendo says Switch Sports won't work on the Switch Lite, meaning that it's not going to have button control support. You have to play with the Joy-Con. And that is the drama surrounding Nintendo Switch Sports that I want to talk about with you for just a second. So, there was something here. There's a few games that we know, like the old Mario Party, the 1-2 Switch. There's a couple of those games on Switch where they don't have button support. You need to use a Joy-Con.
Right.
And I just find that egregious and stupid. And they did that to start. And they fixed that with the new Mario Party. They're like, okay, fine, we get it. We heard you. We're not doing that again. We thought we're going to give you button support, play on handheld, play on Switch Lite, because you can still play on the Switch Lite, but you need a freaking Joy-Con, which is stupid. So now with Switch Sports, apparently it's $40, and I had thought, well, maybe I had literally thought,
is it 40?
It's $40, and I thought
it was 50.
No, it's 40, and I had thought, okay, because it's $40. That something is they're gonna do. I thought maybe they would do this. I'm like, there's no way. They already fixed their mistake from the new Mario Party. I'm like, they wouldn't do that again. Well, it turns out they did it again. Joy-Cons again. You need it. Drip, your immediate thoughts.
I'm okay with it for this.
Why?
I'm 100% okay with it.
Why?
Because this is a remake or I don't know, a reimagining of the original, which came out on it came out on the Wii. All the controls for this entire game, the original game, were motion controls. All of them. Like the original game was motion controls. This is Nintendo Switch Sports, the successor to Wii Sports. I expected it to be all motion controls. Like I don't know why anybody's upset about this, to be honest. I think this should have been completely expected because that's exactly what type of game this is. It is a motion control game. It has been from the start with Wii Sports. That's what it was. It was pretty much a tech demo to show you what the Wiimote could do. I mean, that's kind of what 1-2 Switch was with the Switch, but I mean now, I don't think they thought that Wii Wii Sports was going to be as big of a thing as it became. You know what I mean? Like that was the game. That's the game that kept Wii's alive. That's what kept them on people's entertainment systems. You know what I mean? Families playing bowling, but it was all about the motion. Like that's the draw of it. So for me, I'm I'm all good with this. I think it's great. Can't wait. It's exactly what I expected it to be.
I am completely on the opposite. I can't disagree with you because it's your thoughts and opinions. I'm not going to disagree with your opinion. It's you have your opinion. My opinion, this is ridiculous.
Terrible opinion. I completely disagree. Awful.
It's ridiculous. It is absolutely, and I'm going to go as far as to say it's absolutely asinine. It is
what?
Give me all the words. I need a thesaurus. Like, come on, man. Like, I get it. Okay, I get it that it is a motion-controlled game, and it is primarily designed the game to be played with motion controls. Therefore, they want you to play it with motion controls. I totally understand that. However, give me the option to play with buttons. I don't care if it's not as good as an experience because they didn't have button controls in mind when they developed the game. Well, first off, maybe they should have. Maybe they should have added a secondary, albeit, but even secondary thoughts, okay, we'll give the people who don't want to swing their Joy-Con dick around and play a game and have just play
that was quite suggestive there.
And just I said dick. You know, I meant what I meant.
Yeah, it wasn't even suggestive. It was straight up right down the pipe there.
Right, like I just don't I cannot understand why they think it's acceptable just to give you only that and that only and go, well, this is the way it's like going to a fancy restaurant, right? And you order their like $70 salad and you don't get the option of salad dressing. You don't get the option of adding or removing. They just hand you it and go, this is the way the chef intended. And it is so goddamn arrogant to hand you a game and say, even with their customer base that they have plenty of Switch Lites out there who doesn't have Joy-Cons. And
you can still hook a Joy-Con up to it.
But listen, the reason they didn't have a Switch Lite, maybe because they don't have enough money for Joy-Cons, the whole reason they got a Switch Lite in the first place. Like they're ignoring that customer base and also pissing off other people and their customers like me, who I don't want to swing a Joy-Con around every time I want to play. Now, do I want to swing a Joy-Con around? Yes, I do. I'm going to try it. I think it's going to be funny. But give me the freaking option to play with buttons. It's not too much to ask. It's a video game. I want to play with buttons. It's not that ridiculous.
Not that kind of game, though. It's just not that kind of game.
What? But why not? Why?
Because this is the successor to the game that showed us how to use the Nintendo Wii. That was the entire point of Wii Sports. It was motion control strictly. That's why this is the way it is. It is a nostalgia grab. And honestly, it doesn't, like, there's so many people mad about this, including you. It's not going to hurt the sales of this game whatsoever.
I'm probably
not
still going to,
even a little bit.
Probably still going to buy it because I do want to play it with motion controls. It just pisses me off that they won't give you the option. Just give me the option.
I mean, I guess.
Here's another example. It's a different example, but kind of falls in line with what I'm saying here. In Mario Golf, where in the menu, there's no volume slider. And you know why there's no volume slider for the menu? Because they didn't think that far. And they just overlooked that. I think Nintendo constantly overlooks things that they should not. And especially where I can buy, again, not related, but it kind of goes to my point. I can go on PC and buy AAA titles on sale all the time, the same games that are on Switch even, for half price, and Nintendo continues to sell them for more. It's the arrogance of Nintendo and this stuff and the way that they overlook things is why people get mad at them. That's why because we deserve better. If they're gonna charge a premium, then they should be a premium service.
I mean, I can kind of get behind it a little bit. Like,
cover all the
bases.
Just
to have the option. I mean, why not?
Just the option.
Especially now that I'll give you this much. For me, I don't care. Like I said, I want to play this game full motion controls the entire time. Like, I'm going to sit here and bowl bowl till till the sun comes up. I'm gonna bowl. I'm gonna play tennis. It's gonna be great. I mean, I might start a bowling league. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. But I do understand it. This is not the Wii. It is the Switch. So I can see your argument on this. The fact that they don't have an option to play it on the Switch Lite does it. I don't know. For me, it doesn't bother me, but I can understand why it would bother people, especially if you're that person who has a Switch Lite and you were excited about this game for a second, and then you realize, well, I don't get to play this.
You know what would make this worse is if in 2 years they come out with Switch Sports 2 and it has only button controls. Mario Kart. Or sorry, not Mario Kart. Mario Party. Like $60 DLC. You know what I mean? Like that's what this screams. It's $40 DLC for an old game. That's what this is. Yeah. It's not as bad as $60 DLC.
Yeah.
At least it's more than 2 years apart.
Yeah. But listen, other than that, the coolest part about what was found out about this game the other day. AMD, what is the software called? It's AMD software, but it's upscaling stuff. I saw this yesterday and I was like, oh my God.
Well, keep talking about
There's no way.
Fidelity FX Super Resolution, FSR.
Yes. So not NVIDIA DLSS, not NVIDIA, the people that make the chip, the Tegra chip that's in the Switch, not using that. It's using AMD. This is probably huge, man. Like I think we're probably seeing something, the start of something about to happen with the Switch. And I think this is gonna be massive. I really think if this is true and this is actually what's in there, and they start using this type of stuff going forward, we are going to see something very, very cool happen with the Switch. Something very, very cool.
Yeah,
I could see a little bit more of what you. Let me get this over here. I'm trying to see what you got pulled up there.
Yeah, I wish that. I'm sorry, not wish. I'm going to go a different direction. Was it last year that we had saw? Not last year. It wasn't even when the OLED was announced and when or got in people's hands. It feels like a year ago. It's really not that long ago.
It was like summer.
Yeah, got their less than that, I think. But either whatever, they got their hands on the OLED dock and they opened it up and they found out there is an upscaling chip of some sort.
There's something in there.
In the OLED dock. It's definitely something that involves upscaling, and it's in the OLED dock. Now, when they open that feature up, excuse me, when who knows when they're going to do that? But it sounds like it could happen relatively soon with this. I mean, again, it's AMD. Now, we've been hearing a lot about DLSS from NVIDIA, obviously, like you said. But it's interesting to think that because I don't know if you said they found it in Nintendo Switch Sports. So this new upcoming game,
because it's a software based thing, I guess. It's not a hardware based thing. I guess this is a software based. It does the same thing as DLSS, but it's, I guess, different. I don't know. I'm not that versed in what this stuff actually. I know what the end result is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know what they're trying to achieve. They're trying to achieve, higher frame rates, better graphics overall without putting stress on the actual hardware itself. Right. I know that's the end game, and that's what the Switch needs. That's that's exactly what the Switch needs, because trying to get an arms race for high powered gaming content,
have you tried DLSS?
I have not. No.
So here's something fun. I downloaded Control on the game Control on Xbox Game Pass, and it supports DLSS. Then I saw that in the settings, and I was like, hey, let me give that a try. What happens here? I was really impressed. So what it did was it took my 1080p signal and downgraded to 720, but then upgraded it with DLSS and showed me that image. And I was like, and I was really in shock of how good it looked. Like, because really? I turned on 1080p and I was like, okay, it's a different look, right? And again, this monitor I'm using, it's an old TV from like 2012, 1080p, but not a good screen. So take that for what it's worth. But I was comparing that image that it gave me with the 1080p signal versus the 720p signal that was upscaled. As far as resolution's concerned, I almost didn't tell any difference. I was like,
really?
Wow. I actually had to go back and confirm that DLSS was on. It was 720p. I was like, it is. Like, wow, that's fascinating with the way they upscale that. It doesn't look like it loses any sharpness. However, it did lose more than it lost. Didn't lose sharpness, but it lost other details. It was weird. Like I can't describe it. I don't know, like light look. Other things besides resolution looked different. It was a color profile. It all looked different than when I turned on 1080p.
Like
what
saturation or like contrast?
I wish maybe I can. I don't know. I can't, but I can't tell you exactly what it was. All I'm going to say is the image was different from looking at the 1080p, and I didn't change any of the settings besides DLSS. I turned DLSS on and I turned it off, and that means 720p upscale and then 1080p native, and it looked different. The resolution looked kind of the same, but it looked different in other ways, color-wise, lighting-wise, those kinds of things.
That's very interesting. Okay,
It was.
Well, yeah, I haven't used it. I've never used it. I've seen all the tech demo videos and all that stuff, but I mean, just the fact that we're seeing AMD stuff with Nintendo games, and it's not like it's a third-party game. This is a first-party Nintendo game using an AMD upscaling something. Like I'm interested to see where this goes, but I mean, this could be the start of something, the thing that we've been waiting on. You know what I mean? Like this could be it.
Yes, it could
Very
be.
exciting.
This is
very exciting.
Sorry for leaving for a second. I know video audience definitely saw that. My heater won't turn off. It's very hot down here, and I can't turn off my heater. It like won't let me. Anyway, yes.
I just turned mine on, man. It's a little chilly. It's been raining here all day, dude. All day.
You can see my glowing. I'm sweating, and I can't turn the heater off. So I'm gonna die for the rest of this episode. But yeah, no, something is brewing. Something is happening. Like
it's very interesting.
Like within the next couple of years, we're gonna see an upscaling on the Switch. Like no doubt, no doubt.
We're gonna see it later this year. When does that game come out?
I hope so. I don't think we're gonna see it with Nintendo Switch Sports.
I think we are. Why it's there. It's there. We're gonna see it.
Holding true to what I believe. I don't think we're gonna see it there. If we do, great. I don't think we're gonna see it. I think it's gonna be a while. I think that we're just seeing it's like in the code, basically, right? Like they found it in the code.
Something with like a copyright, like some type of like I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was found. It was found in there. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We're gonna see what happens with it.
We will see. Yes.
I think this may be the start of the things we've all been wishing for a long time.
Yes. What we're not wishing for a long time is Nintendo shutting down the Wii U Nintendo 3DS eShops.
Oh, R.I.P.
Rest in peace. So within, it's going to be March of 2023 is when we're going to see the shops.
Yeah. So you got time. You got time if you want to get your games. Get them. But I don't know, man. It makes me honestly want to go in and buy some stuff. I mean, how as somebody, you don't have a Wii U, you got a 3DS.
Correct.
How are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling like I'm about to go buy a bunch of Pokemon games and a couple of Zelda games that I haven't bought yet on the 3DS from the virtual store.
Man, it just makes me like, we knew it was coming. Like, obviously, they're not going to keep this thing open forever. And I hate how everyone acts so surprised when they announce this stuff. Like, no shit. Of course they're going to close it down. Like, just like they did the Wii. Just like they did, they've done it with everything. They're going to close it down.
Yeah, I guess you could make the argument that it's too soon. Could you make that argument? Would you stand by that, at least for the Wii U is concerned?
Yeah, it may be too soon. But the problem is they want it gone.
They do.
They want the Wii U to disappear.
They do.
They want it to disappear. They want to just forget it even happened. I mean, maybe not the 3DS, but I mean, the shops are kind of the same. I don't know. I mean, my biggest problem with this is a lot of people have held on to their Wii U's and their 3DS stuff. They have their Wii U's plugged into their TVs because that's their virtual console. Like that's where they can go get all those games.
Right.
And which again, we knew they were going to shut this down, but the big problem here is they haven't given us another it would be fine if we had this same option on the Switch. We just don't. And that sucks. Like they just took that away from us and now they're literally going to take it away completely. It's going to be gone. I mean, this may honestly be the last time we see a virtual console on a Nintendo platform. This could be that we could be saying goodbye to it forever in March.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting point that I read on the internet today, probably on Twitter or something, that like all the games we're about to lose access to, like games that you can legally buy right now for the next year, we're about to lose a lot of we're about to lose a lot of games that you can legally play real soon. Because obviously there's the emulation and essentially stealing the games, which that's another conversation for another day. How you feel about that? But speaking of legality wise, speaking of being like morally right to play, like we're about to lose so many games that we can buy right now the 3DS and Wii U, and now they're going to take that away from us and not give us another option to get them. They're not porting any of this stuff. They're not porting the virtual store over to the Switch. That's not happening. So we're going to totally lose access to all these games. I mean, like Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. Wait, those are not. Wait, that's not what we're losing too. We're losing things like the old Pokemon games for the 3DS, Blue, Yellow. There's a lot of those old games. We're losing what are the GBA or sorry the GBC games? Zelda. What is that called? I can picture the game.
You're talking about Oracle of Ages.
Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. Yes.
Yeah.
There's so many games we're about to lose.
Yeah, I need to go buy those for sure. I have them on the arcade machine, but dude, no. Like some games just aren't meant for the arcade, especially not a Zelda game. Not somewhere I want to sit for that long. Playing some Turtles.
You mean you don't want to use a fight pad to play a Zelda game?
No. I mean, like we did when we played Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter that one night. That was fun. Because that's a ton of fun on that thing.
That's the way it's meant to be played.
Yeah, it was great.
Zelda's not meant to be played with the same controls as Mortal Kombat.
Man, you guys got to get back down here. We need to do a
I very much want to come back.
I'll invite Moran. We'll get a couple people. People do like a straight tournament.
Maybe just like hashtag Fun Jeeb's move. We'll get that fun going. Fun Jeeb's move to the East Coast. Again, I'm gonna get out of here so bad, man.
Well,
it's so goddamn cold all the time in the winter. It's so fucking cold.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a pretty. I gotta be honest. Our winter this year has been pretty mild. We usually have like 2 months of hell, and it really hasn't been that bad. We've had a couple bad days, but man, it hasn't been bad at all this year. So come on down, Geeb. Come on down.
I rarely do this, but I feel like I want to do. This is a great question. I think we can address real fast from Alex Switch Corner. Genuine question. Why do people only care when things get deleted? Example, Geeb mentioned that he hasn't played Pokemon. Why is it taking him all this time to suddenly get around to it? And before I let you talk, Drip, it kind of goes with the same way with when artists, because I had the same questions. When like an artist dies, like Meatloaf, for example, recently, rest in peace. He just recently passed, and music spikes, streaming spikes, of music just goes through the roof. And it always does this with artists that pass away. Actors, actresses, when they die, their movies, their most notable work goes crazy. Like, what is that? Is there like a study on this? Like, I wonder what that is, why it is.
Because we're human, and someone talks about something, and then it's in our head, and then we're like, oh, and then somebody puts a time limit on it, and then we're definitely like, oh, well, I haven't played Pokemon in 20 years, but I have to buy them all now because someone said they're going away. I can't let them go away. I'm not going to give it up that easy. It's just, it's human nature, man. We can't help it. We literally can't help it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's the same thing as what you're saying. Like an artist dies, it's in your head. You're thinking about like, oh man, I got to listen to some Prince. Like,
yep. I think
I'm gonna go buy a $4,000 Prince guitar.
For me, the most recent artist to do that was Prince, who passed away. And it was like, I'm gonna go listen to a bunch of his albums. I actually bought one of his Purple Rain album on vinyl. Picture disc was awesome, and just like jammed out to Prince for like a year and a half straight. With that, it's a thing. I don't know what it is. Like, and obviously this is not like a person or an artist dying or anything like that. It's just games.
It's just the eShop.
But the thing is, like, for Alex, to answer
a virtual console dying.
To answer,
no big deal.
Yeah, to answer your specific question about me and thinking about Pokemon, like, those games are incredibly expensive aftermarket. To buy a used cartridge that even if it even works because of battery situations and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like
holy, the battery.
it's not obtainable. It's not like the Wii U stuff where I know I can still play Twilight Princess. I'll still be able to play Wind Waker affordably, and affordably is like $300 or so all in. But still, it is it's still possible to play those games with the Wii U. I'm actually more upset about the what I just said. Like I'm losing. It's so expensive to buy those Pokemon games aftermarket in particular. That's why I'm gonna go buy those because they're $10 on the eShop.
And it's cool. I got them on the arcade machine, dude. It's fine.
Are you gonna stand there? Actually, you might. You crazy bastard. You like walk and stand and pace all day. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially a Pokemon game. I can do my move and then walk around the room for a minute and come back. It'll be my turn. Like, okay,
yeah,
we're in. I'll be back for my turn later. Do a lap.
Do a lap. You really do, man. It's something.
I know, it's nuts.
Like we're sitting here doing pod prep for the podcast, and you're just like, "Oh, let me show you," and you keep getting up and go grab stuff. I'm like, dude, like sit the fuck down. Like,
no, I'm showing you stuff, man.
I mean, you are.
Show you stuff,
but you just
look at this shiny thing. Look, it caught my attention. Maybe it'll catch yours.
You would be just as happy talking about it. You just want an excuse to get up, is all.
Yeah, really. Because it hurts to stay.
Yeah.
That's why I do that. That's why you see me sitting here back and forth like this.
Yeah, I'm antsy too. I move around. You guys know. I'm touching my microphone constantly.
Yeah, I'm always It's a habit. It is a thing.
Well, I do it mainly so I can keep it the exact distance away from my face. Even though I go back and I go forth, it pretty much the volume stays about the same. That's why I do it.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
And yeah, it's always you got to keep that distance.
Yeah, I gotta move.
whatever your distance is.
Yeah.
Speaking of distances, right, my best segue I've ever had in my life. So I'm actually gonna let you take the floor here because you want to talk about something. You brought this up. This is what you want to talk about. I'll go with you. You wanted to talk about the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack and how they're kind of filling out the roster, so to speak, and making it kind of more worth it. Is that kind of what you want to talk about?
Well, Geeb, there comes a time in a man's life when he's I don't know where I'm going with that. I mean, listen, let's just be real here. I made 2 videos about how everyone was overreacting about the Switch Online Expansion Pack, and I was fucking right because it's happening. Everything I said in that video that I said, hey, we need to wait a minute and see if this is actually what's going to happen because we're probably going to get some badass DLC. They're probably going to start supporting things a little bit more. We're probably going to see this. It's all happening right now. We watched that entire direct. There were so many things in that direct that were online focused. There's a clear shift from Nintendo and pushing to this. Like I said, wait to the end of the year, but I mean, even right now, I don't know about you. We could go over some of the other stuff, and I definitely want to, but just the addition of this Mario Kart expansion in this makes this worth it to almost everybody at this point. Do you disagree with that?
Absolutely not. Totally agree. I totally agree with that. Let's just quickly think about, because I don't have it pulled up or anything, but off the top of my head here. So starting with the $20, because when you pay for the expansion pack, you get also the $20, what's in the $20 pack, and that is the Nintendo. You get access to online play and be able to play online with your friends. Duh. You also get the NES emulator. You get the SNES emulator. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then the expansion pack. This is where it kicks in. You get the Nintendo Switch. You get the Nintendo 64 emulator. You get the Sega Genesis emulator. You get the Animal Crossing DLC full load, $25, and you now get, drum roll please, Mario Kart Circuit, whatever it's called. Not Circuit. It's Mario Kart expansion pack. We'll just call it the Mario Kart.
4 tracks from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
48 more tracks over the course of 2 years.
Yeah,
you get all of that for your $80 for family plan. Is it 80 or 70? And then
it's 80 because yes, we have 8 people in my family plan. Thank you.
And then you get
to all of you. Thank you.
Yes,
all of you. we pay $10 each. We're good to go.
50 for a single. You also, with the announcement of the Mario Kart expansion, that also confirms that they unless they're pulling a fast one on all of us and they're stopping right there, and that's the last DLC we see. Well, I don't think that's the case. They're going to keep adding DLCs onto the
They're
expansion pack.
definitely going. It's clear at this point.
They're going to add more consoles. Don't forget about that. They're going to add more consoles. The Switch is it's in its halfway point. So we're
and you're right. And like they're going to add more. We're going to get GameCube. We're going to get Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. We're definitely going to get that stuff.
You're not getting any of that on the $20 pack though. You're going to have to get the expansion.
No. You're going to. But listen, this is the coolest thing about this. We know Nintendo marches to the beat of their own drum. We're all very aware of that.
We just talked about that earlier.
About that, I don't need to tell anybody about that. We know that. They do their own thing. This is their Nintendo-fied version of Game Pass. They will not give their games away.
No.
We talked about this. We said this last week. We've said it 100 times. Nintendo doesn't do that. They're going to sell those games for $60. You're going to buy them. And they know they can do that. They don't need to give games away in any way.
Sure.
And it's a fine model for Microsoft. The Game Pass thing it works amazing. Like I've said this several times too. I said a couple years ago, this will never work. This will never work. What they're trying to do here. It's crazy. And I mean, Game Pass Ultimate is amazing. It's badass. It's everything I would hope it would be.
Yep.
And it works. Everybody's on board. It's working for them. It's working for everybody. Nintendo's not going to do that. But they have taken this entire thing and spun it in a way where they're still going to be making money either way. You're either going to buy,
Drip. We have lost Drip. Oh, God. Hey, man.
So power flickered. Waiting for the internet to pop back on. I'll be right back.
I mean, they can hear you right now if you just want to chill for a second while we...
Oh, yeah. That's fine. I can chill. Power flickered. I was like, I think my power's going out. And then I looked at the screen and everybody was paused. And I was like, hello?
Hello? Yeah, I saw your light in the background kind of flickering, and I was like, what in the crap is going on?
Yeah, it just flickered for a second, but it knocked out the internet. It knocked out everything. So I can see it. It's booting back up right now.
Yeah, interesting.
But I mean, I can go with it. You want me to keep going? Or you want me to wait?
I think this is hilarious. I think you should absolutely go with this. Go for it.
Okay, so the whole thing is Nintendo has figured out a way to make their own version of Game Pass where they're still making money. Like I said, they're still going to sell these games. And if you don't have the expansion pass, that's fine. You can still buy this for $25. This is the type of DLC that Nintendo was not making. Right. They've done this with Animal Crossing now. Like they weren't making this type of DLC. And that's the thing about it. These are huge DLCs. Like look at the Happy Home Paradise DLC.
Yeah.
It's massive.
For sure.
It's massive. And I mean, look at it. 48 tracks. It's a second Mario Kart 8. It's a second game essentially. I mean, that's exactly what Happy Home Paradise is. This is probably the smartest way that they could do this, and I guarantee by the end of this year, there's probably going to be, if not one more giant DLC pack, there may be 2 or 3. I think this is going to be the focus, and I don't even think the games are going to be the draw of the online service. I think that's just going to be a perk, like the 64 games and the this and the that. I think that's just going to be a little perk. I think the biggest thing is when you jump into this, like, hey, you just bought a Switch. You know you're getting Mario Kart. You might be getting Animal Crossing. You're probably getting this big title, and there's DLC for all of it in the expansion pass that you don't have to pay for. It makes so much sense for them to do it this way.
Yeah, I mean, the point I was going to make before you lost your power and died is that, like, it's, dude, like, it is, the value is there. The value is here with this online service. And while I'm talking, you go ahead and set your things up if you're good to go. I'm not sure. But like,
I'm on the last little thing. I'm watching it blink.
All good.
Blinking. We're going to be good.
All good. So, like, again, Alex from Switch Corner in the chat again was earlier saying like, it's not worth the emulation's crap. Like the same argument that we've heard, which I don't disagree with you, Alex. I think they need to fix those things. I think they need to fix the emulation. I think the price is a little bit too high at the moment, for sure, still. But here's the thing. It kind of isn't, okay? The pricing is actually, with this new expansion pack, they nailed it now. They've now nailed the pricing and it's only going to get a better value as we go on, because I was going to buy, for some people, I'm one of those people. I was going to buy the Happy Home DLC. I was going to buy it. That's $25 out of my pocket. I intend on buying, if it wasn't included with the expansion pack, I intended on buying. Yo,
I think I'm back.
Hey, Drip, you're back. Can I see your beautiful face? I sure can. And I don't think, oops, that's the wrong one. I don't think we need to edit anything. That's beautiful how that worked all out.
Yeah, it's fine.
I intended on not only buying the Happy Home Paradise, I intended on buying this Mario Kart DLC. And guess what? That's $50 right there.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's paid itself off. Now, it's not, did it pay itself off as much as I wanted it to by now? No. I wanted more from the start, but it's going to. It's now leveled the playing field. Like my money that was going to be spent on on those 2 DLCs now was spent on online, NES, SNES, 64, Genesis, Happy Home Paradise, Mario Kart DLC, and on it's just paid itself off and then some a little bit. Again,
that's what I'm saying. You put one more big DLC like this on there and it's lights out. Like it's great. It's perfect. And if they keep adding that stuff and just keep going with it, like imagine if there's, 10 giant DLC packs on there. Even if there's only 6, that's huge, man. That's huge. The value at that point, it's undeniable. It's completely undeniable. I mean, I would argue that right now, it's pretty hard to sit here and tell me that that's not worth it, adding this Mario Kart thing.
I can tell you how, because you're kind of forgetting the fact that you're not everybody, and everybody may not be into Animal Crossing, which a lot of people aren't, and you may not be into Mario Kart, which that's not true. You're definitely into Mario Kart. We know the sales numbers.
That's what I'm saying.
We know the sales numbers.
I would give you that with Animal Crossing, but now it's like,
all right,
especially for somebody who likes both games, it's really hard to sit here and say.
I'm sorry to cut you off. We're getting some real hate from Alex. Like, Alex, you're hateful Brit showing right now. Like, dude, it wasn't crap. Like, I can tell you right now, my girlfriend loves Animal Crossing. She adores Animal Crossing. She's loved it since the DS days. She loves it. She had so much. She's continuing to have so much fun with building her houses. It's not shit DLC. It's wonderful DLC. If it's for if it's for you. It honestly, it wasn't for me. I was gonna buy it. I didn't, because it came with the expansion. I didn't play it that much because I don't like it, because I don't like decorating. That's why I kind of don't. That's why
I did. I didn't. I'm going back to it. Obviously, I come back and forth with Animal Crossing. You know how that is.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a time soon, because it's been a while, where I get super hardcore into Animal Crossing again, and that's going to be there for me when I go back, and I'm excited for it. And I'm sorry, Alex. Love you, bro. But you're dead fucking wrong on this one.
Wrong.
You're dead wrong.
You're
you
wrong.
Don't play Animal Crossing.
You're wrong.
It's
wrong.
I mean, for somebody who plays the game, that DLC for that game, the amount of content that they put into that DLC is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It literally is another game. It's another game. It's literally adding a second game to the game. And that's exactly what this Mario Kart thing is too. So this shows one thing. Hopefully, we can see that these DLCs that are going to be going into these expansion pack, the expansion pass, they're huge. These are giant pieces of content. Both of them that have gone in there right now are huge pieces of content.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know, man.
I want to have Alex on and discuss, I want to debate with him right now. I'm angry with him because he's kind of, as you keep talking, you're making worse and worse points. You just said, if I pay $25, I own it. Okay. So I got a bunch of hate from my Game Pass comments for that exact reason, saying, I'd rather just pay for games and own it rather than stream it or rent it, essentially.
Well, and here's the thing,
and here you are saying if I pay $25, I own it. Well, guess what? If I pay $30 for a game that's on Game Pass, I now own that game. I don't got to worry about Game Pass.
Well, and that's
the same argument
wrong anyway. All of it's wrong because I can tell you this: if let's say you have the DLC through the expansion pass and you do all your bullshit, whatever. If you stop paying for your expansion pass, yes, you lose you lose the game, but you don't lose your save date. All you have to do is just buy. If you want it still, just fucking pay the $25 and you're right back where you were at. Nothing's lost. Your save date is still there. Everything you got. And even this too, the stuff that you get that you bring back to your island, none of that disappears. You keep that. All the things that go back to your island with you, even if you stop the expansion pass, you still get to keep all that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want it, if you decide it's not for you, it's not for you. It's fine. There's another option. You still have your save data. Pay your $25 then. To me, right now, it's worth it to try this out for a year. That's what I said in both of those videos. I am going to give it a year. I'm going to come back to it at whatever the date is. I don't even remember the date when it dropped. But I'm coming back to it in a year, and I'll see then. And I can tell you right now, where we are at this point, I'm pretty fucking sure that I'm going to be very pleased to make that video this, that time, this coming year. I know I'm going to be pleased because we're going to have more of this. It's great. It's amazing. It's exactly what I hoped they would do. It's literally exactly what I hoped they would do. These giant DLCs, what the hell else do you want? More? No, I can tell you what more you want. We want more games. We want more retro games. We want more consoles. But adding these giant DLCs, that's going to be the meat of this. Once they beef it up with that, that's where it's going to be. That's what people are going to be paying for this for. Not for 64 games. They're going to be paying for that. That is the value.
Majora's Mask was added. It was announced that it's going to be added next Friday, the 25th. Something like that.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, we're getting more games. Alex,
copy right here.
Alex, I challenge you to be on our podcast on Monday if you're available. Drip and I will do an extra podcast. I also assume Drip's available on Monday. If not, we'll work.
I should be.
Okay.
I'm supposed to stream. Monday's a streaming day. Wait, I don't know. No, Tuesday. No, I'm streaming. It's fine. Yeah.
Next week we will do a Wait Hold My Beer, aka just an episode with you, Alex, debate this farther because he said this is featuring Switch Corner episode without me actually talking. Yes, because you kept saying things that were like hitting me right in the feels like no. So we do need to get you on here and fight with you. That'd be great.
Yes, I would.
Next week,
much enjoy.
As early next week as possible, so we can have the separation for our Thursday episode. And we'll talk about all this.
Well, Tuesday I'm streaming. We're
Tuesday. It's
Xbox
done.
Girl and I are streaming.
Well, but before you stream.
No.
Damn you!
I can't.
Maybe we'll just have them on Thursday. We'll talk, Alex.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay. Guys, that's gonna be it for us this week. Thank you guys for joining us for this podcast journey where we lose power, we fight with chat members of the chat, and we agree on everything for the most part, except for your freaking take on Switch Sports, man. That was rotten.
Whatever, dude. No, you're wrong on that. I'm sorry.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I can't be wrong because it's my opinion. See how this works? Hey, you gonna play that game? I love that game.
I hate you.
you played that game with me before. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the Triple J podcast, listening. You can catch us on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. We're going to get into the after show and talk about our little stream that we're doing tomorrow night on your channel with the Justice League.
It's going to be fun.
The not known as Justice League. That'll be fun. And a couple other things. We got some. I think you said there's one other thing you want to talk about for the after show. Whatever. Guys,
what was it?
I don't remember. Well, who cares? Because we're going. It's time. It's time.
All right. Okay.
It's time. Bye.
Goodbye.
This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions.